All my dear class 3 students, now you have a new video. In this video, now you are going to learn English Marigold Unit 4 second lesson. The name of the lesson, A Little Fish Story. So this is a story about a little fish who live in the sea. So now let's read the story and try to find out what happened to this little fish. There are a great many million fish in the seas. Say, as you know, say there are millions of fish that live in seawater. But this story is about just one of them, and a very small one at that. Then this is a story about a little fish, a very small fish that live in the sea. Now this little fish had everything in the seas to make him contented, but he was not happy. So now this little fish had everything to enjoy, to make feel him happy in the seawater, but he was not happy at all. You will laugh when I tell you why he was not. Then the writer of this story tell us that we will laugh when he tell us why the little fish was not happy at all. He was unhappy because he was so very small. Say, this little fish was unhappy because he was so very small. Say, because of his smallness, this little fish was unhappy. It is very hard to be such a little mite of a fish, he would say over and over again. Then this little fish said again and again that he is very hard to be a little fish. If I were only larger, how much happier I could be. Then the little fish said that if he was only larger, how much happier he could be. So that means the little fish wants to be a big fish. Only his desire is to be a big fish. And he said it so many times that I think he believed it. Then the little fish said that he wanted to be a big fish many times. One day he was swimming along with the rest of his school. So one day this little fish was swimming along with the rest of his school. His school means his group. So along with his friend, either big or small fish, say they were swimming in the sea. and thinking no doubt how much more the larger fish had to be thankful for than he. Then at this time, the little fish, thinking that the larger fish would be very happy because of their big size. While thinking this, when suddenly, with no warning, they found themselves in the meshes of a great net. Say, while thinking this, say, suddenly, with no warning, they found, say, the little fish along with his school, his friend, found themselves in the meshes of a great net. That means they found themselves inside the string of a great fishing net. There was much floundering and splashing as the net was drawn off out of the water into the sunlight. Say there was much floundering means struggling and splashing. Say splashing, the sound produced by the water. Say when the fish try to struggle or try to swim in the water produces splashing sound. Say as the net was drawn off out of the water into the sunlight. Say when the fisherman tried to drawn try to draw off the fishing net out of the water. At that time there was much floundering and splashing sound made by the fish who were caught in the fishing net. And just as it haul was being emptied into the boat, then when the fisherman tried to empty the fishing net into the boat, the smallest fish in the school wriggled through the mess. Then the smallest fish, say inside the fishing net, say try to escape away from the fishing net and slip back into the cool clear water. Because of their small in size, the little fish can escape from the fishing net and he was back into the cool clear seawater. How good it felt. Then this time the little fish feel good that he can escape from the fishing net. Say he can save his life. He swam here and there and everywhere. Say after escaping from the fishing net, the little fish swim here and there and everywhere in the seawater. And some of the fish who knew him well all the rest of his life said that they never again heard him say that he wished to be anything but a little fish. And some of the fish say who know the little fish very well said that they will never again hear the little fish saying that he wishes to be anything but a little fish all the rest of his life. Then the story is written by Enos B. Comstock. Then the message given by this story is that the gift of nature is good for us. So this little fish, because of his smallness, he can escape from the fishing net, but the other bigger fish were caught in the net. So the gift of nature is the most precious gift of all. New words million. Millions means say 10 lakh, max 1 million, say so many millions. Floundering, say struggling. Then message, string of the net. Then howl, say taking out of the water, say to draw off. Then contented means happy. Then splashing is the sound produced by the water when we hit something to the water. Then emptied means blank. Then wriggle, say move side by side. Then warning, that means any indication to show that there is something wrong. Reading is fun. So question number 1, how many fish are there in the sea? Answer, there are a great many million fish in the seas. Then question number 2, why was the little fish unhappy? Answer, the little fish was unhappy because he was so very small. Then question number 3, what happened to the fish one day? Answer, one day the fish got trapped in a big net while he was swimming in the sea with his friends. Then question number 4, why was the fish thankful to be a little fish? Answer, the fish was thankful to be a little fish because he could escape from that net just because he was small. Talk time. Question number 1, imagine you are a little fish. Describe what you might see around you. The answer, there is water everywhere. I can see colorful plants floating around me. I have lots of colorful fish friends. There are big fish too. I try to be away from the ones who might eat me. Sometimes I see a couple of people around me. They just come, swim in the water, and leave. I am very little, so everything seems so big to me. The next question, in your class, talk about the time you were caught doing something you were not supposed to do. You can discuss in your own language as well as in English. So for this question, try to do yourself. The next exercise, word building. Question number 1, look at the pattern and fill in the blanks. Say first example, look, L-O-O-K, look. Then here L-O-O-K-E-D. So this is the past participle form of look. So you have to put ed after all this word. Say after the last letter of is and every word here you have to add ed. So pick picked, then bug barked, then one you have to write here wanted, 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 then talk talked, then wish wished, then pull pulled, full, then help ICELPED, help. Then next exercise number 2, say fill in the blanks with the right word from the box. Say inside the box, say pepper, flowers, water, matches, cows, wolves. So say look here, a glass of, what you have to write is a glass of water. The next, a box of matches. So you have to write here matches, matches, matches. Then a seed of pepper. You have to write here pepper, PAPER, pepper. Then here a bunch of flowers, FLOWERS, right here flowers. Then a herd of cows, COWS, cows. Then next a pack of wolves, WOLVES, wolves. The next exercise, let's write. Look at the following sentence. If I were only larger, how much happier I could be. Make more sentences like this using the words in the box. Say taller, thinner, smaller, cleverer, younger, older. Say number 1. If I were only taller, how much happier I could be. Number 2. If I were only thinner, how much happier I could be. Then number 3. If I were only smaller, how much happier I could be. Then number 4 you can write, if I were only cleverer, how much happier I could be. Then number 5, if I were only younger, how much happier I could be. Then number 6, if I were only older, how much happier I could be. So you have to write the answer with the same pattern like number 1. Say aloud, blunder, wander, thunder, blunder, flounder. The next exercise, song time, singing or crying. Mahesh sing a little song. Venkatesh looks at him. Why are you crying, Mahesh? He asks. Mahesh say, I am not crying. I am singing an English song. So try to read these sentences, these short songs. The next exercise, choose the right words. So you have to choose the right words. Mahesh, number 1, Mahesh sings a little song. Then number 2, Venkatesh looks at him. Number 3, Venkatesh thinks Mahesh is crying. Then number 4, Mahesh is singing a song. Then number 5, the song is in English. So You have to do this fill up by choosing the right answer given in the bracket. Then you have to know the answer very easily. You have to look here in this song. So by looking at this song, you have to write the answer. Thank you for watching my video.